Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a mission that happened on January 12th, 2011 while we were flying out of Ghazni. Also, I just want to explain my t-shirt and what I have behind me here. Not getting paid for this whatsoever. I just discovered this coffee over the holidays. My wife actually got me a couple bags of their coffee for Christmas, and they're based out of Texas, and it's called Whiskey Morning Coffee, and their coffee is amazing. Awesome. It's 4 friends started the business, I believe. I have a couple of their bags of coffee right here. This one is actually, the reason why my wife actually got it for me to start with was she was looking for something that was aged in a bourbon barrel, which I don't currently have up here right now, but awesome. This one is actually aged with Scotch and like smoky peat, which I've had that before, out of this world. This one I actually haven't had yet. White Buffalo Espresso. And this one, Gringo's Cafe di Ola, however you say it. But that is a brown sugar and cinnamon infused, and it is really good if you're looking for like a lighter coffee. This one's a little bit darker and richer. But I just thought I'd throw that plug out there for them. Love their stuff. I'll put their link in the bottom there if you guys are interested. Anyway, this mission, January 12th, 2011, we were working out of Ghazni, and it was down by what I believe was FOB Warrion, which was at the furthest extent of our missions. And what I mean by that, it was like we had to stay within the golden hour, and this place was like 30 minutes out, 30 minutes back. And it wasn't at the FOB, it was a POI, a point of injury, and it was just probably, I don't know, a mile or so from FOB Warrion to the east, if I remember correctly. It was an IED blast. We really didn't know what to expect. And we got down there, and as we circled around, we saw the smoke grenade, and we were just blown away at what we were looking at. We were looking at a massive armored vehicle, MRAP, that the military used, and it was split in half like a stick of butter. And these vehicles are massive and heavily armed, V-shaped hulls to make the blast go out to the sides, highly protective, but whatever they used, it literally cut this thing in half. And unfortunately, 3 U.S. soldiers lost their lives that day, and there was 2 others that did survive, and we picked them up, and they were ambulatory, which meant that they could walk. And I believe one of them he was like the turret gunner, and he had hit his teeth. The vehicle rolled. The vehicle that he was in rolled. I don't think he was in the other one, because that one actually caught fire. But his front teeth were knocked out, except they were still hanging by skin. That was pretty gnarly. And I believe there was also a U.S. Army female soldier as well. Just minor injuries. So nothing that we had to rush for. And we picked up those 2, and the other 3, they had 2 of them extracted, and they were asking if we could wait to take the 3rd one back with us. And of course, as I've stated in previous videos, any time that we possibly could take heroes off the battlefield, we would. And so we decided we're going to stay and wait. The other aircraft, they landed, and they picked up the 3 heroes. However, it took quite a while. And I see in my logbook here, we logged a 1.8 for the mission. So almost 2 hours. So because of that, we obviously broke the golden hour. However, as I said, the 2 patients we picked up were not necessarily in need of higher care immediately. But either way, we heard about it when we got back. Obviously, our boss, our platoon commander, was not upset with it, but others apparently were. but whatever. You know, we went back and we took the guys back, and we walked up to the hospital a little bit later on. That's when we actually got to see the injuries, and the one kid, he's like, check this out. And then he wiggled his front teeth, and they were literally hanging on by skin, and they were snapped off at the root. It was pretty gnarly. So, I mean, that was the mission that we did on that day. It sucked, obviously, because 3 U.S. troops were killed. And because of this massive blast, there was an investigation into the area, trying to find out what was used. Apparently, they were using like 155 millimeter howitzer rounds, artillery shells, and they were all linked together and buried just below the surface, what they used to blow this up. And there had been multiple other IEDs in the area. And so they started gathering intel, and I want to say it was less than 36 hours later. They had enough intel after 36 hours to send special forces in, Polish Grom, and take care of these guys. So they went in that night to take them out. And the next day, we ran into the guys to find out, you know, what happened. And said they had an interesting story because they went to kick in the door, and when they kicked in the door, went to clear the room, and immediately they heard the click of a rifle, but the rifle did not discharge. And I went in there and promptly took care of this guy. But they ended up capturing the bomb maker, because the good thing is, unfortunately, when things like these happened, people talked. They bragged about it over cell phones, over radio. So that's how they were able to track these people down, because we were always listening to all that communication. We weren't, but Big Army was. And that's how they gathered the intel. But anyway, this AK-47 that this guy or another guy was holding, and pulled the trigger, and it clicked, but it didn't shoot. They actually brought that AK-47 back with them. And they gave it to us and said, hey, there's a shell that's jammed in the chamber. Is the reason why it didn't fire. And if you can get the shell out, you guys can keep it. And what they mean by keep it was, we kept it as like a platoon rifle that we would take to the range with us. And one of my other videos, I'm shooting it full auto. But it was a 1956 Kalashnikov original rifle, which to me was amazing, and I would have loved to have brought it back. Unfortunately, that was just too difficult and highly illegal. So we used to just shoot it a lot, and when the other platoon came in to relieve us, we basically handed it off to them. And then we asked the guys, the Grom guys, what happened to the guy. It's like, well, you know, he gave us what we needed, and he hung himself. I was like, what do you mean he hung himself? Oh, he hung himself. I'm like, okay, I get the picture. Good to go. So, I mean, these guys were awesome. You know, we loved working with them. They provided a lot of security for us, medical care. Well, they always sent their medics with us, as you see in some of my other videos, and they were a great asset to the team. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And again, Whiskey Morning Coffee. Give them a shot. Try it out. If you're a veteran, they do offer veteran discounts. I will let you contact them to get that discount. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye.